Yeah, and we are live. Welcome all to the Focus Daily Show, where we focus in on the daily news and we talk about it, give you updates, get the latest information. We invite y'all to chime in. Hold on, let me put this link out here real quick because I want somebody to chime in and click on that link. Click on the link if you got something to talk about. We only gonna be here for like 30 minutes or less. So if you got something to say it now. Forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I'm just here holding it down with my man Floyd X, man. This is your boy L Pooh, man. Focus Up Network. This is what we do. We trying to come to y'all, man. Try to give y'all some content that y'all can live with. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. First things first, some quick news. Want to inform everybody why the Pro Bowl was so much whacker than it's normally whack. And we found out the reason that it was so whack because they wanted to do a flag football, and we found out whose dumb idea that was. Did you hear about that, Mr. El Poo?
I knew about the flag football game, and I knew I wasn't gonna watch it because I knew a few years ago South Park had made a prediction about this, so I was already ready for it, and I was ready not to watch it. So that's what it is. And you know what? I'm going to say something else too. No disrespect to nobody, but I ain't looking at the Super Bowl. I'm looking at the commercials, straight up.
Just like that.
I don't care. I don't even know when.
Okay. Well,
49 for life. 49. That's all I got to say. 49ers.
Yeah. Got you. Well, we found out the problem was Russell Wilson. It was his suggestion that to the NFL commissioner that they should play flag football, and the commissioner, being a doofball, took that advice. And what did they got? What did they get? Lower numbers on view, and they said it was one of the worst views of the Pro Bowl. So flag football. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to ask one question. Is Russell Wilson the one that's married to Sierra?
Yes.
He's a sucker.
Yep. I take that back. I said yeah at just a knee jerk reaction. I don't feel like he's a sucker. I know everybody look at him as the face of a simp and all that stuff, but I try to be neutral and try not to be judgmental in that sense of, he might just really truthfully, he might have just found himself a good black woman that he feels is good for him, even though, people judge him like, why she up here shaking her ass and twerking and putting bottles on her head, shaking her booty cheeks,
I ain't even said it all about that. It's the difference between a simp and a sucker.
Okay, lay it out for us.
A simp is a wannabe, like, a nigga think he's more than what he is, you know what I'm saying? It might be, but look, okay, it's not too much of a difference. It's a fine line between a simp and a sucker in some instances. He's a sucker.
Yeah.
I'm tell you why he's sucking. Let's just take this instance that we're talking about right now, the Super Bowl thing that he floated out that idea about the flag football, whoop de whoop de whoop whoop whoop. That's a sucker move, bro. Straight up.
I hear you. Now, see, I look at some video stuff I watch. I would say he's a sucker, but I would be saying it lightly in the sense of I know that when most guys, myself included, first time when we get with a woman, we be doing some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't talking about his woman type. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about his woman. Okay. If you want to get on his woman, let's talk about his woman. Okay, let's talk about his woman. Your boy Future, I think one of those rappers, I'm not sure if it's Future or whoever the fuck it is, got a baby by her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he came out there, he was talking kind of slick and saying, man, I ain't like that dude right there, man, because she talking about we got to pray together before we have sex and all this other stuff. He was like, man, we ain't do none of that. We went straight to it.
Okay.
This is sucker shit, you know what I'm saying? Look, people change, but listen, I ain't finna, look, I'm a changed man too. I'm a changed man, but I ain't never had a woman pray before we have sex. Nah. ain't going down like that. We might pray afterwards. We might pray that look. Hope we don't have to abort this baby that we probably made.
Wow. Wow. But I mean, as far as religion goes, if they are a religious couple, I mean, as a religious person, they would have to submit to that, you know.
And I'll give big props to that. If that's what it is,
Yeah.
that's what it is. You know, if it's like that, okay, it's cool. But you know what?
Yeah.
Did he convert her?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, hey, that's the same thing we thought about Bobby and Whitney. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm leaving it alone.
Okay, got you. All right. So yeah, Russell Wilson was the one who suggested that, and I was reading in one of the comments, somebody wrote in the comments under that, damn, you it wasn't enough that you ruined the ruining the Broncos wasn't enough. That's what somebody wrote in the comments. They just, you know how the internet comes for you. First response.
Hey, I love the good and bad, the ugly about the internet, man. Y'all want somebody to talk bad about me. I want them to talk good about me. I just want them to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because internet, we need the internet to respond. We need y'all to, first of all, if y'all in here, press the like button.
That's right.
If you like what you're feeling, press the share button.
That's
if
right.
you really want to feel some more, press the subscribe and tell your friends to do the same thing. That's what I got to say.
Hit that bell. Ding, 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 ding. Yep. Here goes another comment. Hold up. First response. Oh no. Second response. Of course he did. Man, ruining my franchise wasn't enough. So it looked like mainly it's Broncos fans who are responding to him. But I just want to share that quick tidbit of information. Russell Wilson is responsible for flag football. Let me put his picture up there real quick, so some people may not know who we're talking about.
And he looked like a sucker. He looked like a sucker too. He looked like, you know what he looked like? He looked like a dude back in the 80s, like 1985. A light-skinned dude with a nappy head that got Jerry curl. That's what he looked like.
You know, he looked like what's the dude from the Last Dragon?
Yeah.
What's his name? I forget the brother's name.
I don't even remember show enough. I don't remember. Bruce Leroy. Yeah.
Bruce Leroy. That's who he would look like. Bruce Leroy. But
you be getting me with this old stuff, man. You know, I'm old. I can't remember this old stuff, man. That's when I was about 11, 12 years old. Man, I can't remember all that, bro.
Yeah, so we got to be on our toes, brother. Got to be on our toes. Yeah.
That's why each one teach one. We got to elevate one another too. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. It's all about elevation, man. Stay focused, y'all.
That's right. And let's move to some more serious news. The rapper known as XXXTentation. His murder case. The murder case is going on right now, and we got you got the one guy who was the driver. He made a plea deal, and he telling on everybody else, right? So according to DJ Academics, the latest news is that part of the reason for him snitching is because when they robbed Mr. XXX, they got a satchel or a Louis Vuitton bag that was full with $50,000. And the way they divvied it up between 4 people, it was three robbers, and the one that's snitching is the driver, right? So they divvied it up 15 for one person, 15 for the next, 15 for the third, and then they gave him $5,000. So they trying to say that part of the reason is because they only gave him $5,000, and everybody else got 15. And then another incident that took place in court, again, according to DJ Academics reporting, when they had him in like the waiting room headed to court, and they seemingly crossed paths, the ones that he was snitching on and the one that is doing the snitching, right? And so what had happened was when they seen him, they was like, they exchanged words. And you know this, I'm positive that their lawyers advised them against doing any kind of foolishness like this, but we got to remember who we dealing with.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I know that his lawyers advised them to not do that. But guess what they said to him? There he is working with the police. Yeah, you working with the white man now. And you guess what happened? As soon as they went into court, that was the first thing that the prosecutor was asking them about. What happened when you was out there, and so they using all that against them. And the dude who said it, they had him point him out. Which one? The one in the blue suit? They're like, yeah, it's two guys in the blue suit. Be more specific. Where's he sitting at? And they pointed him out. So he just sat there, tried to sit there with a straight face. And I mean, I don't know, man. It's these young people. Go ahead.
I was getting ready to say this much, man. Go ahead and make your point, though. But I'm finna say this: if they wasn't working with the police, they was working with the police at that point. That's for sure.
Real talk. So I mean, what I wanted to say is that we have to remember who we dealing with as far as the ones, these savages that murdered that young man just for a quick come up, and they shot him dead. And I wanted to give a little more insight to Mr. XXXTentation. His birth name, or his mother, his name given to him by his mother or his father, is Jase Dwayne Ricardo Onfrey. And Jase, they both his parents are Jamaican. So they both from Jamaica, his mother and his father. And so the name Jase was given to him based off of a song from Bob Marley. So I looked up the song. The song is called Jase Say, or something of that nature. I never heard this. I heard this song because I'm certain I heard every Bob Marley song because my pops used to play Bob Marley all the time. I just looked it up, and it was a new song to me in a sense when I know what the word means, because I never really looked at the name of the songs. I always just heard them. So it was Jase Say, and that was the name of the song. So once again, rest in peace to Mr. XXXTentation. And when I was looking at his bio from Wikipedia, his album sales was astronomical. He's like 60 million sold, 7 million streams. So he was a big artist. And I believe if he was alive today, he would be much bigger and much more successful because he had a large fan base. And I watched interviews back in the day. He just looked like a little kid to me, so I didn't really pay him too much attention. But, I like to see the new people coming up in hip hop. And, he was a troubled youth, an in and out of jail or a juvenile or whatever. And one incident I remember was when another rapper ran up on stage and punched him while he was performing. I thought that was so disrespectful and disgusting. But, for the most part, the bottom line is he was a very successful musical artist. Rest in peace one more time. Yeah. All right. So we'll move on. The next up is Mr. Kevin Durant was traded to the Phoenix Suns. Man,
Yes,
I see a championship. Him and CP3, I see a championship.
I don't know, man. They both getting kind of up there in age, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know, but we'll see.
But for the last 2 or 3 years, CP3 got this close. CP3 was this close. For me watching, I'm like, he is right there.
I can't hate on CP3 because about 4 or 5 years ago, he's supposed to have been traded to the Lakers, but the whole league blocked the shit. Well, the NBA blocked it. I don't know who it was, the chairman or somebody blocked it. He was supposed to have been he was trying to come to the Lakers. There was rumors, yet there was rumors saying that he was coming to the Lakers, but they blocked that. They said they would have had an unfair advantage with that man. Did you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah,
that would have been crazy. If he would have came to the Lakers. That would have been a beautiful thing to me. I would have loved it. I would have loved it because he's not. Because my opinion of him is he be pissing me off sometimes, but I do respect his leadership skills. When he out there on that court, he moved like a boss, and he's serious about what he's doing. And him and Booker, it's Booker, right? I be like, I love the way they play together. I think he's still out on injury. I haven't been keeping up with the Suns lately, but I know when him and Booker out there, they be making shit happen. So
I'm
if
gonna be
you
honest,
add,
man, I ain't been
well,
watching the NBA in a minute. To be honest with you,
okay,
but CP3 was always one of my favorite players, man. Even when he was I think he was with New Orleans, wasn't
yeah, the Pelicans. Yep,
he? And
he was with
he
the
was well,
Pelicans.
he was with the Clippers too, man. Man, I love that boy. That boy, he get out there. He remind me of like a Magic. He works the floor, bro. I like him,
He real talented, man. He real talented.
sir.
So much respect to them, to the Phoenix Suns. Congratulations on your acquisition of Mr. Kevin Durant. I think that's going to be a good move for you. And when I was looking at the reports, what website was I on? I think it was the NBA.com, and they said that they believe that the Phoenix Suns was the biggest winners in all of these trades that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations. Yep. All right. So our next topic will be New Jersey. I think that was last week. We spoke about the sister who was murdered in New Jersey. Let me pull that up real quick. Her name was,
The politician lady.
yep, her name was Eunice Dwumfor. Let me share this real quick. Eunice Dwumfor. Last what day was that? Let me get my facts right. When did this shooting happen? That was on February 1st. The night of February 1st, as she sat in her white SUV, she was thinking about planned visit in May, but more than a dozen gunshots echoed. And then they said someone in a dark hoodie walked away from the scene and Drum 4 was killed. And this is a New Jersey councilwoman. She was murdered outside of her apartment. A shadowy figure, gunshots, and a dead politician. And this is from the Independent newspaper. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the first. And now we have today another New Jersey politician was murdered. They say the police say they were not connected, but it's dumbfounding or interesting to see another politician was murdered. He was sitting outside of some kind of PSE&G energy company where a former employee approached his car and shot him. And he's dead now.
Well, it might not be connected because if it was a former employee, he might have been connected with him, particularly.
Yeah.
But it's just coincidental that they both was in Jersey and everything. Was he a Republican too? I heard she was a Republican, right?
Yeah. Let me see if they got what's his
Well, the whole
brother.
thing is the reason why I asked that is because I heard about the whole thing from like Fox News last week anyway when I heard about her and everything.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the sister. Rest in peace to that brother or that person right there. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I don't want
Yeah.
to see nobody getting killed no matter what affiliation you with because tables turn. If
That's
y'all don't
right.
understand, Donald Trump with his dumb ass had said something a long time ago when he was president. He said Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Who knew? I knew, dumb motherfucker.
I
I
know.
knew I knew he was I knew that black people was Republican to around the time that, when Martin Luther King kind of was talking in the early 60s, that's when a lot of black people turned Democrat, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But the Republicans was the ones that brought in that Jim Crow and all these other laws. Excuse me, the Democrats brought in the Jim Crow and all these laws and stuff that oppressed black people back in the 18th century and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the 19th century, 19th century and all that. It was the Democrats that was doing all that. Then the tables turned. The tables turned around the time of Roosevelt, the second Roosevelt.
Okay.
Not Teddy Roosevelt, but the other Roosevelt. You know what I'm saying? Either way,
Yeah.
the whole point of it is black people was traditionally Republican, especially down south, until like the 60s, till Martin Luther King came and, kind of like changed the tide of that. So
Mhm.
the whole point I'm trying to make is it don't matter, Democrat, Republican, they still part of the same bird. They still, whatever left wing, right wing, they're still part of the same bird. That's all I got to say.
So shout out to Martin Luther King.
For sure.
Much respect. Yep. Okay. So we got um s- what they call them, politicians being murdered. Sad to hear that, but that's the world we living in today. All right. It was something else I wanted to touch on. The back and forth. I know we spoke on it last night. The Jay Prince going back and forth with Offset in that nature. It's just getting uglier. It's getting uglier, and I don't like it. I don't like the accusations being levied against Takeoff, and I think some level of respect should be just given. But again, like I said last night, I do understand that they operate under different rules that we may not be accustomed to. The way they move and as far as they not involving the police and things like that, I think it's to be respected. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
yeah, I understand that, but if you don't want to involve the police, don't involve the media or social media.
I agree with that. I
You do
agree
that.
100.
Once you do that, you involve the police anyway because you're putting it out there in public. Everything you say, anything you say can and will be used against you.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on real quick, brother. But I agree with that. What you just said.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Listen, if you got a problem with somebody, don't air it out on social media. It's not the place. If you a man and you got a problem with a man, holler at that man. Don't holler at his homeboy. Don't holler at his mama. Don't holler at his friends. Don't holler at nobody, but holler at that man.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what that man said. That man said, "Look, you can call." Only thing I heard the man say thus far is, "You can call me."
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure you got. I'm no for. I'm 100% guarantee is a way you can get in contact with that man. You ain't got to go through all that. You know, I don't care if they call it smoking them out or whatever they call it. It's first of all, I'm gonna say it like this. I understand, you know, your family's involved in this some kind of way, obviously because you reacted,
Word.
but it's a better way of handling things.
Word.
And then using one, I heard this shit from you, from his mouth, from their
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Gangsters move in silence.
He did say that on the Ghetto Boys album. Yep. Real talk. But it's a I don't man, maybe he's slipping in his old age. That sounds so disrespectful. But that might be a factor. Maybe he's slipping or falling off his his square in his old age. And I got much respect for Jay Prince, and I greatly respect what he has done for hip hop in particular, as far as forging his own the independent rap label and to still be standing today is a major feat. I used to listen to him back in the '90s, and it's like 30. What's that? '90s, 2020, 30 years later, he's still here. It's still relevant.
And be
Come
real
on,
with you, you was listening to Ghetto Boys probably in the late '80s. Honestly, let's tell the
man.
truth.
Yeah. The
Early,
truth.
if not 89, 88, 89, you was listening to him in '90 for sure. But
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna,
say that's why I said the '90s. That's why I said the '90s.
but I'm gonna say
But
this much.
go
I,
ahead, go ahead.
I heard of Jay Prince. I heard first name I heard was Lil J. I heard Lil J for like a decade. Lil J. Then I heard Jay Prince.
Yeah,
But you know what? I had respect for the man because I never knew who he was, but I heard his name.
yeah.
He was silent. He ain't got to come out the shadows now. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of cats I heard. I hear their name, but I don't know who they are, and they still around. You know what I'm saying? Legends are those that you don't really know of. Legends are somebody you just hear about. You know what I'm saying?
He was that cool voice at the beginning of them Ghetto Boy albums, and I know, like for me, I didn't hear about the Ghetto Boys till I moved to Florida. I know they was around before, but we was NWA from LA, and we moved to Florida. The Ghetto Boys ran the South. That was their NWA. So I remember getting into arguments with people when I moved to Florida. My mom's moved us to Florida. I was getting an argument like, hell no, NWA Ghetto Boys. I heard Scarface, but Ghetto Boys, I didn't hear them till I moved to Florida. Now we moved out there in '90, I believe it was '90, and I was like, nah, it's all about NWA. But then I started listening to Ghetto Boys, and Scarface was the first one to catch my attention with that that album where he had the cocaine and the guns, Mr. Scarface, and then Willie D with the bald headed hoes. I like this shit. That used to be some good shit, man. Shout out to the Ghetto Boys, Mr. Scarface and Willie D, and rest in peace to Bushwick Bill. I know they got the Ghetto Boys Reloaded podcast. You can find that on all your streaming services, and I listen to it from time to time. And you know, Mr. Scarface is he's never fully recovered from what I could see from when he had the corona. But you know, it's still Mr. Scarface. Much respect to him. And that shit.
Yeah, not only did he have corona, I think he got a kidney transplant. He got a kidney from his son, something too. Honestly. Yeah.
Yep.
But you know, Scarface is still he's a legend. I got to salute.
He's
but you know what?
legend.
I'm gonna say
absolute.
When you think about it, well, me personally, I had to go back and like, you know what? Really, Willie D is a goddamn legend too. Read these Nikes. That shit.
I agree. I agree.
He's a bad boy.
I thought he was the baddest rapper alive when he had that song. Don't say I didn't warn you about playing them hoe games, like calling me out of my name. When I felt that so deep to my soul, I like, that was how I feel. Don't play with me, nigga.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I feel when Ice Cube said Willie D told me let a hoe be a hoe.
Hell yeah.
I was like, yo,
man.
Yeah. Shout out to Willie D, man. Shout out to
Willie D.
Hey, shout out to Jay Prince too. But brother, hey man, chill out, bro. I mean, I understand, you know, that's your babies. You gotta protect them, but man, you gotta do a better job at it, bro. I mean, hey, I ain't going to say you gotta do anything. You ain't gotta do nothing, bro. I just personally, I prefer that you would do it a different way. Personally,
Real talk. So much respect. So we're gonna wrap this show up. We appreciate y'all watching, and again, like, subscribe, hit the notification. We up here. We trying to give y'all daily content. And we growing. We got some new ideas coming up. We're going to be outside. It's going to be the Focus Up outside, where we're going to be going to the community, talking to people, introducing people. And, you know, we got the Focus In show where we're doing one-on-one interviews. We premiered our show with Mr. L. Pooh. You want to get more in-depth and learn about Mr. L. Pooh, the super producer from EP3 Productions. Click on that link. It'll be up on it's still up on the Focus Up Network. And then we got our next one. We got Mr. Tracy Shaw from the Crowder's Neighborhood Variety Store. He'll be our next guest on the one-on-one interview. And we got a few more out of Sacramento, out of California, I'm in LA, And so we got a few more interviews coming up, and we're going to be doing some new ones. If y'all got some suggestions of people that we should interview, who y'all feel are jewels in your community and people that can be a benefit to others in the community, shoot us a name, and we'll call them up and want to interview them, and we'll talk with them and share some time and give them an opportunity to use their voice and share it. And that's it. Anything you got to say, Mr. L. Pooh?
Hey, stay focused, people.
Stay focused. All right, peace, and we out of here.